Episode number 3 of the year. This one's going to be a little more streamlined. As you can see, we made it to the playoffs now. Don't be confused. The last episode was the trade deadline. I actually recorded the stretch run August, September, getting the playoffs ready and everything. But unfortunately, my system crashed, which records. It is a technological device. It's designed to fail. Not the biggest deal, though, because not a lot happened. As you can see, we ended up with 98 wins, clinching the NL Central title by 3 games. That's pretty much what it was down the stretch. There were a few highlight reel moments as we played through August. We got off to a really good start, as you can see, and we had a couple of really funny instances. On August the 12th, Devin Williams came in and pitched a game late. He also hit a 2-run home run to walk it off and win the ball game there against a lowly Tigers team. That was really funny, but it was especially interesting because a week earlier against the Cardinals, Aaron Sanchez, another relief pitcher, hit a home run to win the ball game. So just thought that was funny. That was basically the highlight of the stretch run. Those guys came up big for us. We had a lot of injuries, rotating a lot of players in and out, trying to get them eligible for the playoff roster, calling guys up in AAA. And we really struggled in September. There was a point where we had only won 10 ball games out of 27. But we did get the job done in October, going on a 5-game winning streak to end the year after dropping games to the Cubs and the Reds. And we did what we needed to do. We again crossed that 98-win plateau. That's a franchise record. And we were taking a look at the expanded standings as well. The Pythagorean win-loss actually had us a little off of our current clip, but only by 2 games, as we still had a really respectable differential. The Cardinals really struggled in close contests, just 5-11 in extra innings, 22-25 in 1-run games. So they were actually supposed to win the division. They instead have to play the same in a wildcard game as we saw a year ago. They'll get it at home against the Padres. So interesting storylines there. Let's take a look at some of our final statistics for our playoff roster. Andrelton Simmons, off of that huge extension, ends up leading us in WAR despite missing some time. Luis Arraez missed a ton of time, but still qualifies for the batting title and wins his 2nd straight crown. David Fletcher ended up being a heck of an acquisition for us. Lorenzo Cain played really well as well. Yelich had kind of a down year, missed almost 20 games, still really solid overall. Keston Hiura spent a little time in AAA to free up a roster spot, and then Jackie Bradley Jr. pretty much with an identical season. Corey Dickerson got a call about mid-August, and we found a spot for him in the roster. He worked his way up. Ron definitely cooled off. He also had one of those walk-off home runs as the team was winning a lot of games in August. And then we got almost nothing out of our catcher spot, as you can see. That's going to be a liability for us as we go to the postseason. And then again, our rotation, Craig Counsell choosing to go with 4 players. Burns ends up having the best season. Brandon Woodruff really struggled. Both he and Freddie Peralta had ERAs over 6 in the month of August. And then Peralta had one over, I believe it was like 13 in the month of October. So that was really disappointing. But Jake Thompson, how about that? 30 games started this year. He produces an ERA of 2.96. And he was up there for us in WAR over 5. And that was a guy we signed in a minor league free agent deal a year ago. So that was a great pickup by us. Again, the bullpen really good once more. Ohtani is going to move from the rotation to the back end of the bullpen, a move that I like a lot. He's going to be a total wild card pinch hitting for us as well. Josh Hader has a reliever of the year caliber season. Devin Williams moves to the middle of the bullpen, but had an okay season. Ginkel was great. Chad Green ended up being a fantastic acquisition. Aaron Sanchez, an ERA below 3. Danny Duffy was a guy that we worked in around mid-August. He's going to take the roster spot of Brett Suter, who is going to be left off. And then Caleb Smith, just another guy having a great year in AAA. Walked a lot of batters, but did not give up an earned run. So that's a really sleeper guy that made our postseason roster. So we're ready to go take on the Atlanta Braves, a team that won 96 games. Last year we played them, they won 101, took care of them in 5. Ozzie Albies, their offensive leader, Soroka, Anderson, Freed, the usual suspects. But again, a weakness for them, just like last year, is the back of their bullpen. Will Smith, ERA above 4 despite 38 saves. So if we can get to the back of that bullpen, we have a good chance to win ball games. Last thing before we jump into the playoffs, Dodgers do get back to the NLDS. They'll take on the Padres. That would be huge if the Padres could knock them off. For a 2nd straight year, the Cardinals end up losing the wild card game despite winning well over 90 games. That's got to be disappointing for their fans. Very frustrated with us as well as we keep on taking those division titles. Just not quite good enough for us. Padres are still a very good team. Again, the Dodgers won 110 games. So they finished 17 games back despite getting second place. That would be huge if the Dodgers get knocked out there in the NLDS. That would very much create a path for us to get to the LCS. I can see the ALCS already underway. The White Sox knock off the Twins. Blue Jays and Indians clash in the other series, and the Angels already have a 1-0 lead after winning their second straight AL West title. So really just streamlined that lengthy episode that I had. I recorded for almost an hour, but I gave you the 5-minute skinny. You know where this team is at. You know what we were able to accomplish last year. We know what the mission is. Our offense not quite as good as it was a year ago, but our pitching pretty much just as good. Our starters took a step back this year for sure, but our bullpen was just as good. And again, we're just striking out a ton of batters, and our zone rating is still top 2. So that means that we've been a very good defensive team. That's our MO, and hopefully it can get the job done here against the Braves. Back into playoff baseball. I'm excited to see it. We don't want to overlook the Braves by any means. Just because we have our sights set on the Dodgers doesn't mean that we want to overlook this Atlanta team that is very good, winning their division for the second straight year just like us. They're going to be motivated because they lost to us as well. The jam here to start this series. He pitches around the runners on first and third situation. And Soroka, just like we did in inning number 1, pitches around the scoring threat. No score here in the 4th inning, but a tight spot for Burns against Williams Astudillo. 2-strike count. He strikes out Pache, 8 Ks through 4 innings. Corbin Burns has looked great. Slider gets him 10 Ks for Corbin Burns, trying to get him some run support. So we got 2 runners on and nobody out for JBJ. Hedges able to put the ball in play. We're going to send a Rise. Oh, they hit Luis Rise. So a double play to end the inning. What a throw by Pache. We know not to test his arm anymore. Still haven't broken the seal here into the 8th. Who's going to blink first as we again have a chance? Nothing ball game going into the 9th. I can't believe it. We're going to leave Sanchez out there and try to see if we can extend the bullpen. Strike 3 calls, so a huge pitch there. I'm a little worried about Pache. We're going to go ahead and bring in Chad Green. 2-run shot off of Chad Green. So Pache comes in a big spot, gets the first runs of the ball game, probably gives them the win as well. Our offense just has done nothing. Trying to spark a rally. Stand-up double for Lorenzo Cain. So now a runner on second, the tying run at the dish, and David Fletcher. Oh, Fletcher gets Cain to third base. Now it's Yelich in a huge spot. Full count. We get shut out. So, I mean, terrible game number 1. Mike Soroka shuts us out. Our bullpen collapses in the 9th inning, and we go down 1-0. Burns had a great ball game himself, giving up no earned runs. Woodruff tries to make up for a bad regular season. Go down 4-0 after 1. Still 4-0 here in the 4th. A chance to come back. Guy sack fly for Gary Sanchez. Staying alive, Simmons the tying run at the dish. All right, base hit. Brandon Woodruff struggling today, so we're going to go ahead and lift him early. Turn to our bullpen. He's got a 2-2 count, and he goes down swinging. So it's the end of the 4th, and we're already going to our bullpen. Run scoring single. Bases are loaded, so I mean, if we are going to do anything, it's going to be here. They pitch around it again. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the ball game. This one is a lost cause. 7-1 is your final score. We go down 2-0. And this is what I was worried about when I kind of saw that the Thagger win-loss had us as a better team than we should have performed based off our margins. But yeah, we go to a game 3 in Atlanta. We have to win all 3 to move on. We can just get it to a game 5. I can't believe that we're already saying that here in the first round in our first 2 playoff games after a 98-win regular season. But here we are. Start with a runner on second. This is good news for our offense. But again, just 1 run in 19 innings of play. Run shot for Ozzy Albies. And we are in a good spot here. Jackie Bradley in a 2-2 count, and they'll be out 2 runners on. He goes down swinging. All right, Austin Hedges. 3-run shot, Austin Hedges. There we go. So our worst offensive player comes up in a huge way for our first home run of the series. It's coming to the dish with nobody out. So we do get a double play on a first pitch swinging. Another one there from a JBJ solo home. We're feeling a lot better. 2-2, nice play by Story as we're halfway through and leading by 3 runs. So Freddie Peralta goes 5 1/3, much better than he was to end the regular season. He still gives up 3 runs. Aaron Sanchez comes in a big spot. Tough break as Sanchez comes in and gets a home run. Ground baller, elevated 1, and Marcell Ozuna did not miss. 2-2. Strikeout for Sanchez. All right, we're actually going to bring a lefty in on this spot. Danny Duffy going to come on after Sanchez gives up 1 run, trying to keep it there. Lefty on lefty for Freddie Freeman, who probably still hits lefties well. Old strike 3, so huge play as we get out of the inning there. 1 in scoring position and 1 away. Hitters count. Double play, so we get out of the 8th, and our bullpen comes up in a huge way again. Here we are in the ninth, trying to walk away with the win. All right, runner in scoring position for Christian Yelich. Biggest AB of the year. Send Lorenzo Cain for third. If Pache gets him out here, I don't know what I'm going to do. You seeing this? Christian Pache, that's the last time I ever run on him. I literally said in game number 1, what a throw by Pache. We know not to test his arm anymore. That was the last time that I was going to run him. I run him again, and we get burned. Unreal. All right, well, we can't skip to the run in scoring position situation here because our season could be over if we do. So we hit the pinch hitter now. There's 2 on, a 3-2 count. Huge strikeout. We need another big out. Lefty on lefty. Come on, Josh. Strike 3 is called, so our bullpen comes through once again and puts us in a chance to win here in extra innings. Extra innings, 2 runners on, nobody out. Base hit, Hira comes home to score. Thank you, Colton Wong. We now lead 6-5. Jackie Bradley Jr. trying to keep it going. Pache catches up with that one. Hedges had a big home run. I really don't know what to do here. We're going to keep Hader in the ballgame. He ends up striking out. So we got 1 run of support for Josh Hader trying to get the 6-out save. Error on Colton Wong. How ironic with that. Now they got runners in the corners with nobody out. Our season's over. Just like that, it unravels and we get swept. Just so disappointed. I thought that this group's at least floor with getting to the NLCS, but instead we lose in 3 games to the Braves. And I mean, everything fell apart. It's going to be so hard to get back here. It's going to be so hard to get back where we were in the NLCS. Just a totally disappointing. The roster was meant to win, and in the end, just from August 31st on, we were just terrible. We were a really bad team. So the Padres had a 2-1 lead on the Dodgers, but because they're ridiculously good, they come back and win the series. There's Indians in the Fall Classic. So, I mean, if there's any consolation, the team that swept us ends up getting knocked out in the NLCS, but that should have been us. We should have at least been there. The Dodgers win their 3rd straight World Series because, of course, they do. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope somehow it still made a positive impact on your day. You are loved. You are special. Appreciate you watching, and hope you feel that way every time that you watch my channel. Let me know what you think that we should do in the offseason to try to somehow get past that horrible loss to the NLDS. I mean, our goal then was just to somehow get another shot at the Dodgers and be better than them. Now we got to take it a step back and focus on how do we get to the NLCS once more. So a lot of work left to do. Let's see if we can keep going into year 3. Not going to be as good as a team as we were this year. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.